Good afternoon, everyone. This is Speak Life to Youth and Children International, Speak International. And today is our Purpose, Passion, and Career Day. And we have a very special guest. Her name is Mrs. Carolene Cox, and she is actually the owner of U Embroidery here in Villa Rica, Georgia. She is also the one that does our slick shirts. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Slick shirts, our hats, our beanies, our mask, and she's awesome. She's been I'm gonna let her tell you her story, but she is the jams of four of my wonderful kids who are now down in St. Augustine, Florida, and I miss them. She missed them, but she's going to see them soon. So if you would like to know more about us, go to our website, www.slycinternational.com. If you would like to donate, you can do so through our website or through Cash App at $SPEAK, SPEAK, the number 4, capital S, capital L, capital Y, capital C. Any donation, anything given will be greatly appreciated. So welcome again, and today we have Mrs. Carolene Cox, to U Embroidery. She is a good friend of mine. She's a jokester. She also loves my cakes. So she'll tell y'all all about that later. But anyway, Mrs. Carolene is on.
Okay, so have a lot going on here. So how do you begin a business? First, delete the myth that if I open, people will come. You must do your homework before you begin your business. Talent is unique. What are you offering? What sets you apart from other businesses like yours? For example, there are within a 50-mile radius of U Embroidery over 30 embroidery shops, and they're all open. And what sets us apart is that we offer same-day service as long as you could get it in between the hours of 10 and 11. So that sets us apart from the other embroidery shops that can only get back to you in 3 days or 5 days. Know your future competition. Just as I said, my competition is 30 plus embroidery stores within a 50-mile radius. That means people are willing as a salon person. If you trust someone 50 miles away to do your hair, that's where you're going. And embroidery shops are like that also. When you get a trusted embroidery shop, you most of the time people stay there. They may move on, they may move away, but that is how you build relationships also. Because customers are going to be your friend, you're their confidant. They want to make sure they feel comfortable with you, and so I can come back and bring my merchandise and know that it's in great hands. Okay, the other thing that customers like, not only about your, what we can't service you with, you can refer them to another service, such as people think because of To Sew For You that we do sewing. Well, the closest alteration shop is in the Walmart shopping center, so we refer them there, and they're happy that we have the knowledge to take them farther and that they don't have to Google or ask someone else, oh, where can I find a alterations person? Who is your audience? Be sure to understand who your audience is for the town you want to be in. You could be anywhere you want to be, but make sure you know your audience. You can partner with the Chamber of Commerce to find out, is Villa Rica a blue collar, white white collar town. Meaning that how many hourly employees do you have and how many professionals do you have for you to be a success? Is it a sports town, college town? You know, are they rah 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 all the way, or is it just something that happens at the football stadium or basketball court? Is it a tourism town? Tourism brings in lots of everything. So can we accommodate a tourism town? Is the town large enough to accommodate my talent along with all the other embroidery shops? When we first came in, I did what I call due diligence, which I wanted to know my audience, who's the mayor, how many people are here, and what does Mirror Lake play on Villa Rica? Mirror Lake may as well be their own entity outside of Villa Rica because they don't come towards Villa Rica to shop in most instances. They travel towards Atlanta or Douglasville and they work and play in that area. So I know that about them. Who is Villa Rica? They love embroidery, but they want it done right. There is an industrial area 1 mile from here. So that means it's an industrial town with a Mirror Lake, which is more or less a professional community. And so what we're offering can accommodate what the town is looking for. So be sure you know your audience. Okay. Be sure, now we're still in how to begin the business. Be sure to write down your vision so that it may be a reminder of your goal. This is your accountability without anybody saying, how's the business going? Having it in front of you on paper, in a picture, let's say you want a new car, having it in front of you allows you to complete that goal. Gotta save my money. I've got to do this, I got to do that in order to buy this new vehicle because this is a price tag and this is my goal. Okay, how do you move forward? Moving forward from how to begin is have a business plan. However that looks to you. There's YouTube, there's Google. Microsoft Word even has a platform for you to write a business plan. This is another accountability of I'm moving forward with this. This is where I am with what I want to do. While you're building your business, if you are working, don't quit your job. Quitting your job to start a business brings stress. Sometimes it brings breakups, whether you're dating, engaged, or married. Don't quit your job until the business can provide for itself and livelihood for your family. The business plan should also include introducing yourself to the city. Go meet the mayor. Go meet the person that's in charge of downtown XYZ. Make sure you shake hands with those people so you can become a part of the clique, because that's what business is. You're a part of the clique now. So can you service us? Sure. Don't fight with people. Just, you could either do it or you can't. Just, it's a yes or no answer. The next goal is, who is going to work with me? Training and customer service is a must. If we can do nothing else, you can definitely do customer service. That brings them back. it brings customers back and makes them happy, and you can resolve any problems with a smile on your face if you have customer service in place. Read books. The Nordstrom Way is a book that I recommend to most people. Nordstrom's knows how to do customer service. They know how to do customer service. Now, Nordstrom's is a clothing slash shoe store. In the book that I read, a customer had bought tires, but it wasn't from Nordstrom. But the customer insisted that he bought these tires from Nordstrom's. Well, as you can see, Nordstrom's is not a tire service oil change store, but they took those tires back. The gentleman realized his mistake and became a loyal customer until he passed away. That is a true story. Okay, we're still moving forward in the business. New hires, customer trainings. If you don't interview anybody that you like, interview a person and grow your own. Train them what to do. It cost me an arm and a leg, and literally cost me an arm and a leg to train the young lady that is my assistant. This past July, I broke my arm, my right arm and my left leg. I'm incapacitated. When I first hired this young lady 3 years ago, I hired her for embroidery. It intimidated her, so she wanted to be on the print side of the shop. Well, after I broke my arm and my leg, guess what? She volunteered to be trained to do everything in the store. And so now that's what we do. We work the store together. I started out with 4 employees, and now it's just me and she working the store because I grew my own. So you want to interview, cross-train, and make sure that the store is covered. Make sure you have at least one person that if you need to take time off, that you can have that time off. Location, location, location means everything when you're opening a business. This is why finances, and we'll get to that, is so important when it comes to opening a business. Your A locations will be on the front street, high traffic, all you can do to keep people moving in and out of the store. Your B locations is in the middle of the road. It's not high traffic, but it's enough traffic to keep you in. C locations are locations that are located on the backside. You might get a customer, you may not. The traffic is not going to walk back there. So location, paying the rent is everything when it comes to opening your business, if you want a brick and mortar. Now, when you're looking at social media, it's still A, B, and C location, because you have Google that places you at the top of the list when people are Googling you if, you know, certain things take place. How is it worded? Do you have all the wording to be sure that people are looking for you? But what I find, and I found this in growing up in a phone book, people that have numbers at the beginning of their business are always first. True story. In the phone book, if you were number A1 business instead of 1A business, 1A business came before the A1 business. And if I was doing embroidery, I'm going to call the first number. So the number 2, after all these years, is playing that part for me. The number 2, so for you, puts me at the top of the line, and it doesn't matter which directory I'm in. I'm number 1, unless there's a one to so four, you know, it doesn't matter. It's all about how am I placed in the order of people looking me up. The next thing is finances. The business plan plays a part in getting financing if you need financing from a banking institution. And it needs to include everything, hide nothing. Hide nothing. It needs to include wage preparations, rent, insurance, workman's comp insurance, tax paying insurance. It needs to include all of those. But once those finances are approved, and it doesn't matter if you borrow it from family, from a banking institution, from finance company, be sure to do a budget. Your budget will determine whether you're going to be in business for 3 months or 5 years or longer, because you must have capital or cash flow. If those words are unfamiliar, capital means that you have money in the bank in case something happens. Cash flow means that you have a steady stream of customers coming in, making payments, and on their way. So there's a need for both money in the bank and a steady stream of customers. Okay, the most important thing that I find that I discuss with people that are asking me, how did you do it, is go to class. Go to class. You may be the best thing since sliced bread, but even though I've been in business 16 years, I still go to class twice a year. One, it gives me new insight. Two, the latest equipment. Three, I may not know everything. This is new to me. Take a class. Take a class. In order to move forward in your business, go to class. In my other life of corporate America, once a month, and it didn't matter which corporation I was working with, you went to class, be it with Department of Labor, be it a training class on leadership, be it a bonding class, it didn't matter. You had a class once a month. So that stuck with me, is to go to class to make improvements, because there's always room for learning. And classes always sharpen your talent, whether we know it all or we don't know it all. It gives you insight. Okay, I know this, but I didn't know the back door to it, meaning that I know how to get in, but I didn't know this part of it. And the other part of, and I'm skipping over a lot, is networking. It's okay for me to network with all the entities that are all the embroidery business within my 30-mile radius, because they may have something that I didn't even know about. Like, I'm sorry, my store is on a train track. They may offer something that I didn't think about offering, and then we can talk about it. You know, how did you come up with that? Always ask questions. The question and answer session has also helped us build a better business. Because I was having problems with hooping, and Southeast Sewing Company was right down the street from my home. So I just visited their store one day, and she was back there hooping a gazillion shirts, and it was in the same place with this hooping mechanism. And so that shared information made my life a lot easier and a lot faster, meaning that when I say hooping, hooping is the apparatus or the equipment used to hold a shirt or fabric or whatever we're embroidering together and place it on the machine so that the machine can maneuver how it needs to maneuver. But anyways, had I not visited their shop, I would have never known anything about the magic hoops. And so it just made my life easier. Go to class, visit other businesses, find out what they're doing, only if they're a share. Sometimes people are intimidated that you're going to take, quote unquote, take something from them. Whereas sharing, you always get back many times more when you share. Okay, the business is open. It's time to open the store. How does that take place? You want to set a date and stick to the date. Set hours of operation and stick to it. I've never known so many businesses come into play, put up hours of operation and barely open. It doesn't make sense. Why are you open? Are you here to make money? We're all in it to make money. We're not in it because we love what we do. We're in it to make money. So once you set those hours of operations and need to make adjustments, be sure to give the customers a 2-week notice to make adjustments to the schedule. It's okay to change it. Just make sure that we incorporate the customer, because guess what? We think that we're the boss of the company. The customer is the boss of your now, I own the business. They tell you what to do. They tell you how to do it. I'm so sorry, you don't become the boss of your company. You're now the servant, literally the servant of your customers. And the more that you take yourself out of the picture, the more money you make. It's not important that you're the boss. Everybody already that works for you or with you already know you're the boss. You don't need to explain it to anybody else. The more you keep it on the down low, the better you're off. And it's been proven over and over and over again. Use the soft opening instead of a grand opening when you open your store. And it doesn't matter if it's on social media or brick and mortar. Use a soft opening. This gives you a test technique of whether or not you want to be open. Am I offering something in a town that can handle or want what I'm offering? Then after a few months under your belt, let's say 3 to 6, do a grand opening. Guess what? Your grand opening will be so much more successful after the soft opening, meaning that the soft opening is not grandstanding at all. The ribbon cutting grand opening is your grandstand. And be sure to have the giveaways. It is so important to advertise your business on your product. How we advertise our business on our product is we don't offer plastic bags for your wares. We give you an actual cloth bag, reusable, really nice, printed with our information on the front of it. And if the customer doesn't want it, usually it's passed down. Guess what? My information is passed down. So much better than a business card. So much better. But I still have business cards. Use social media to get people to your location. If you have brick and mortar, still use social media to get people to your location on the technology, on the apps, on anything. Use the social media, all of them. Pinterest, and it doesn't matter what you're selling. Pinterest is great because a lot of people, men, women, and children, go to that website. Instagram, Now you have TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, all of these people are interacting. But your more professional would be LinkedIn, Alignable. I forgot the other one. Instagram too, but LinkedIn and alignable.com are your most useful media for businesses.
The one that y'all have on the iPhone, mommy. I forgot the name of it. It's just iPhone users only.
I forgot. I know I use it every now and then, but I forgot it. Good morning. Okay, so at the end of my rant, I found this saying, because I read a lot too. What would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? In saying that, I was scared into business. I was at church, and Bishop Bronner, I forget the name of the sermon, but in the middle of the sermon, it caught my ear and my attention. He said, all talents, most talents, no, he said, all talents go to the cemetery. That means you die with your talents if it's not shared. Or even if you have shared your talents, they still die with you if you don't pass them on. So it scared me into business because I didn't want my talents, my sewing talents, which I so dearly love, be at the cemetery. So I indulged and invest, and To Sew For You came from my grandmother's sewing in her den and teaching me to what it is now. So it went from a single needle sewing machine to a single needle embroidery machine to what it is now. And I am thankful for her. So I probably missed a lot, but it's a lot when it comes to what can I do to open a business. It takes more than this hour class to do so, but I am open for questions.
Well, does anybody have questions before I do start asking?
What should your business plan consist of when you're presenting it for financing?
It should consist your plan of opening, how much money do you need, how many employees you expect to hire. Be sure to have your business license, your LLC, have all your insurances in order. Be sure when you present to the entity that you're borrowing from, and it doesn't matter if it's family, a banking institution, be sure that it is clear. This is clear what I need. Your rent, all of the insurances, location, be it at home, social media, brick and mortar, how many employees, and be sure to place your taxes in there also.
Any other questions?
How much insurance coverage should you have, or does that depend on the business?
You should start at $1 million. That is the minimum for a business. It is $1 million coverage because the coverage has to cover accidents. Because people are in suing mode, you want to cover all of your bases, but that's just a minimum, $1 million.
Okay, well, I have a question, and going back to at the very beginning, you stated something.
Mm-hmm.
I found ironic, you said if you open it, doesn't mean they will come. Could you expound on that? Because a lot of people feel that if they open up a baking business or a catering business or a sewing business or a t-shirt business, that, yeah, my friends say they're going to come and support and the church going to do this and that. Could you expound on that? Because, you know, that goes back in the line, I think, the Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner, and the person said, if you build it, they will come. So, you know, if you open it, they won't come necessarily. So could you expound on that?
Because people are looking for unique does not mean that they will come. Because I don't know you there, for one. And the other thing is the trust and integrity is still at hand. So you're opening a baking business, but I've already tasted cake over at Tasty Cake that I like. And should I go over here and taste cake from Slick to see if I like? So just because somebody told you, you need to open this fish shop, doesn't mean that they're gonna come, because there again, location, do you have enough help? And does it look good? People buy with their eyes. And how the presentation, customer service, and I can't say customer service enough. And, you know, let's say that you're in a C location on the back. You're good if people come. Most of the time they don't come, because the new restaurant that's behind me right now, which is on the back street, Fong's Asian Food, they're hurting because they're not on the front street. They want to change places with me so that they could be on the front street so people will come. But, you know, if I don't see you, I'm not coming. Because people still tell us, we'll be here 5 years in May. I didn't know you were here. It's not necessarily that they're gonna come because they don't know you're here. You gotta make sure that people know that you're here. You gotta be in the community. You gotta be out there beating down basically the doors, knocking on the doors and saying, hey, I'm here. To let people know that, hey, I'm not going anywhere, I'm here. Come see me.
To the recording, prior to the class starting, you and I were talking, and you mentioned in your presentation, set a date and stick to it, set your time, you know, your schedule hours and stick to it. And I just got through saying, you know, sometimes I get tired of texting people. This, you know, Slick has got a class going on, and that's part of business, though. You have to get the word out. And so I'm glad you said that. And also, the point that you said that you're a servant to your customers. Just because you're the boss, that don't mean you actually run.
It's like being in church. When we place our reverends on a pedestal, we no longer look at them as servants to the people. We're now looking at them instead of the message. So we lose our focus when we're prancing around thinking that we're the boss. The customer will always be the boss, because they're the ones that are either going to bring their friends or either not come and not bring their friends and family and babies, and grow up, you know, saying this is where you need to go when you need this service. So it's just important that you play down your role. Nobody cares that you're the boss. Nobody. They only care when there's a problem. But nobody, as long as they're getting served, nobody cares that you own the business. Nobody.
What are you looking for in terms of location?
It depends on what you can afford, because your A locations are going to be very expensive. Your B locations expensive, and your C locations will be on the lower end. But you're not talking about your best building when you're looking at a C location. This is why you need, when you're placing your business plan, make sure that your rent is in there. This is for an A location. And be sure to explain in your business plan what an A location is. Because when you go to a bank or a finance company, they don't know what you're talking about. Be sure to go to one of those finance companies that understands the language, meaning that understand the business that you're going into. Because banking understands home lending and automobile lending, and that's it. All the other entities, and they understand Microsoft and they understand Walmart. But as far as a little person like me, people don't understand that an embroidery machine costs somebody's start a car in high school. You got to be kidding me. We're going to loan you money for something like that? And that's just the attitude. It's almost like people don't look at fast food managers as professional, and they only look at doctors, lawyers, teachers, those people as professionals. They don't look at retail and food management as professionals, believe it or not. It's the same thing.
I have another question. You mentioned, which I never heard before, having a soft opening first.
Yes, soft openings get people to know your location, and it gets you to know the community who's coming. Remember, I said just because you open doesn't mean that they're coming. A soft opening, it doesn't mean the grandstanding of grand opening, ribbon cutting, giving away. A soft opening is letting people know you're coming. You put your sign up, you open the doors, and you silently tell people, you heard what I said, silently, low key, tell people that you're here. What happened with us, we opened the doors and we've been busy ever since. And we have yet to do a grand opening. We have not done a grand opening. But the other key to that is that I brought business in with me when I came. So that played a lot too. But we've yet to have a grand opening. I want to do one this year because we'll be here 5 years in May. But when you do a grand opening, you have to be ready. You have to be ready with refreshments, because that's the norm now. You have to be ready with giveaways. You have to just be ready. Be ready to take people on a tour. Don't have business that day. We'll do a few machine demonstrations. We'll do demonstrations with the press, do demonstrations with all the equipment would be on demonstration that day. Have everything organized, have everything clean for your grand opening, because it's a grand opening.
Okay. By reading your bio, could you explain the I guess steps or the different levels you went? You started in a room in the house,
I did.
from the garage to a mobile unit, and then from a mobile to brick and mortar. Could you explain how you got started, and if a young person or an older person wants to get started in doing something, but they want to do brick and mortar, but they're not there yet, and starting from a room in your house to where you are now?
The room in the house manifests with a 1-needle embroidery machine. I walked around that machine for 3 months, scared to death, because I'm used to a sewing machine, not this machine that costs me an arm and a leg to, I don't want to break it. So finally took it out of the box, set it up, read the directions, and embroidered a towel. I was elated. I'm like, oh, it's gonna do that? Got excited, did 5 towels for the elders at Pleasant Hill Methodist Church. Gave them out that Sunday. I was bombarded with, where's mine? So every Sunday I would take 10 towels and give them away. Didn't want to know whose names I was going to put on them. I just took 10 towels every Sunday, gave them away. And so then Pastor Spear put in an order for Christmas gifts. By that time it was October, because I bought the machine in the summer, walked around it, wouldn't open the box. So now it's Christmas time. When I say that I was overwhelmed with trying to get stuff done for Christmas, I was overwhelmed. Then Gerald's friends that owned a car dealership wanted me to do shirts and hats for them. I can only do shirts. My 1 needle embroidery machine didn't do hats. I had to go buy one overnight that would do hats. Wasn't intimidated. I had to take it out of the box, set it up so I could do hats. So did hats. That 6 needle embroidery machine paid for itself in 30 days. So that same car dealership got an RV. It had nothing in it. Well, when they bought it on the lot, I asked Mr. Robert, I said, can I look in there? I immediately called Gerald and said, I got it. I want this RV. I want to set up the embroidery machines in there. I'm going to go to festivals, set up, and just embroider all day. And sometimes it would be raining. I think Sharnissa was with me one time, and we were at a church, and we were busy, but it was pouring down rain. So I had to get everybody's order, embroider it, and take it to them because it was just too wet. I did festivals at in LJ, in Apalachicola, Florida, motorcycle shows down at Lake, I forget.
We
But
did a lot of swap
anyways,
meets too.
hey kids.
We did a lot of swap meets too, mommy, and we
Yeah,
did a lot of parking lot festivals, just
we did.
random
We
car
did.
shows.
And we did a lot of Harley Davidson. When I tell you, they were like, the sewing lady is here, and would get in line and just start throwing vests at us. And it was a mobile entity. Nobody thought about it because one guy wanted to buy it from me. I was at the Paulding County Festival. He said, my wife needs this. And I said, no, I just got it. You can't get it. So, we went back and forth, and he offered me a great price, but, it wasn't for sale. It had more value than being for sale. So, got tired of being on the road, raising my grandson, and needed to be home. So I parked the RV and was doing things out of there, but then vinyl became popular. Screen printing became very popular. So it got bigger than me. I moved in the garage for only 2 weeks, and I'm like, honey, I can't do it. My stuff, your stuff is too much, and can I open a store? Well, actually, I had just came back from my 3rd cruise for the year, and I came back to open a store. I mean, really? I was traveling. What in the world I'm doing opening a store? But anyways, opened the store. No, came to Villa Rica. There's no embroidery shop here. There's almost 15 shops in Carrollton. And that's not even counting the home embroiderers. That's not even counting them. So the embroidery shop in Villa Rica closed. So I made sure that there was none so that I could build a relationship. And if another embroidery shop came in, I'd still be okay. And that's what happened. But I chose a shop, had Gerald to come over and look at it. And he says, Carol, he says, did you really take a good look at this shop? I say, yeah, honey, it's going to be really good. He says, if you're using all the outlets in the garage, how are you just going to use two that's in here? I said, I didn't look at that. I was looking at the building. So the building that I'm in now, he chose it and came in together. And I said, I really like it, but it looks expensive. And we did the paperwork on it and we're still here.
That's awesome. I think telling our young people sometimes you have to start small. It's good to have big dreams and huge dreams, but start small, plan.
Mm.
Um,
Planning is very, there again, write it down, put it up so that it can hold you accountable, or get a partner. If it's not your husband, get a partner that will hold you accountable. Because no accountability, you just go off into the sunset, or you'll forget about your dream. But my family holds me accountable because every time I give them something and their monogram is not on it, they remind me.
But that's your fault though, because you shouldn't have started putting monograms on stuff when you wouldn't have them type of problems.
Well, I love the problem though, because I like what I do. So they really do. They give it back to me and say, my name is not on it. But accountability, if you really want to do it, get somebody that's going to hold you accountable. It's almost like being in school all your life, but it's okay because you're making money and you're in it to make money. You know, that's one thing that I didn't mention or forgot to put in my notes is don't allow people to devalue what you think is valuable. If you know, if we start embroidery at $15 per item, I don't go down just because you have 50 shirts. That's just what it is. It's the process. It is not what you're paying me because you are devaluing. You're telling me that I don't need to pay any of my bills here because you want what you want. I want this fabulous shirt, front, back, and the sleeves, but can I pay $5 for it? No, ma'am, you can't. No, sir, you can't.
and I think we tend to, when it comes to Black businesses, some of us tend to want a discount or something for nothing, or could I pay you later? And you have the policy, pay now, pay,
Mhm.
it's in order you pay. And I think the expectation should be all businesses. If you go to Walmart, you're gonna pay the price.
Mhm.
If you go to Belk's, you're gonna pay the price they're asking. But if they come to you, oh, well, can you give me a discount?
Because of the attitude, I stick firmly uh, with the contract. Once you walk through the door, it's a contract, if you will, because pricing is pricing. And you know, you want to set up your work orders where it states that certain things happen. This is how it happens. Because if it's not in writing, the handshake doesn't work in today's world because people are forgetful and you didn't say that. So your work order needs to state all that is included in the process because it's a process. And then that way, you don't have to discount. I am trying to teach our customers that it's the process that costs because all of us can buy t-shirts for $5. So because you bring your t-shirts in for us to process them, doesn't mean that I need to give you an even bigger discount because you bought your shirts. It's still, we still got to use the same process as if we bought the shirts.
Do we have any
So
questions?
it's all in educating your customer. If you don't educate them, they don't know. And we do get a lot of, and it doesn't matter who it is. Well, if I bring in 20, can you do this? No, ma'am, it's the process. And I just keep saying, ma'am, because we get more contractors and businesses than we do individual. But it is about the relationship with your customer. Do you want a good relationship? Be honest with your customers. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, be honest with them. Because people still want to pay half now and pay half when they pick it up. Well, we had to change that policy because I still have orders here that are 5 years old, literally. So, the half that they paid for only paid for the product. I have yet to get paid for that 5 years. So, I have to write it off as bad debt now. But live and learn. The experiences will teach you how to set up your business. It will teach you.
So do we have any other questions?
Is that something that you need to set aside in your budget? Is the bad debt, the accounts payable? Is that accounts payable?
If you set it up where it's pay before services, you don't have to set that aside. But if you're going to do half now and half later, you have to set that aside because eventually that's going to be debt for you. One lady, after 2 years, finally came to pick up a duster. But you know what? I've had to pay bills for 2 years. So, the necessary entity is keep the money or your cash flow flowing. You can't stop it because Sharnissa got mad with me because I won't let her pay me when she wants to. And the other thing to watch out for, if they have a checking account, they have a debit card. You don't take checks nowadays. You just don't.
Mm.
I had a $900 check to bounce from a church. But my heart said, don't order the order. And I didn't, or I would be still stuck with over 1,000 duffel bags. So just be leery of the money part of the business. It's very important. Don't play around with it because you have to pay bills, you have to pay taxes, you have to pay your payroll, or people are not going to come to work if you don't pay your payroll. And I tease Ashley all the time. I said, we may not have lights, but you're going to get your paycheck.
Good. So I don't think we have any more questions.
Well, there was a Jameer online. He didn't have any questions. Your mom don't have any questions.
I don't think so. Let me see if anybody in the chat. Hold on.
Okay.
No question in the chat. And I think everybody is just still listening.
Yay.
But we want to thank Miss Caroline for taking her time out at the shop today.
Oh, my biggest fans. Hey, kids. Did I do okay, kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I know online we have a couple of cooks. A friend of mine from Florida. She did.
hey.
A friend of mine in Temple does some cooking.
Oh, wow. Who's the temple person?
Miss Powers.
Have
Michelle.
we eaten there?
No.
Oh,
See, she laughing. But this is the lady, and my mom could see her face. This is the lady that make the sweet potato cornbread. I've been bragging.
oh,
Hey,
wow.
everybody.
Mommy, you don't remember Miss Michelle? I went to school with her kids. You remember Kiara and Ronnie
Nope.
Robinson?
Mm-mm.
You
Hey,
This
have
Miss Michelle.
Hi.
Did you learn
This is-
anything?
Yes, the soft open was very interesting. I'm sitting here twisting my daughter's hair, so
Oh, you never heard of soft opening?
no, because I'm just now starting to be around a lot of business owners and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So when you get a chance, we do Rise and Shine network meetings in Villa Rica at Uncourt on Main. We do those once a month, every third Wednesday. Great networking, great information. I go, even when I started the business and couldn't be there, I was still there. It's at 8 o'clock in the morning. And it's just getting to know who's around you, getting to know we can refer you because you're a part of our network, and it works. It really does.
I'm trying to make it to one of those meetings. I get that. I'm gonna have to just take off work that morning to do so. But
Yeah. Well, since COVID, we play it by ear, but I can definitely let you know, and you can let Miss Michelle know.
okay.
Let people know that this is the meeting to go to. This is how you get to know everybody, including Douglas County Chamber is usually there. The Chamber of Commerce can give you so much information before you open your business. It just does. It could give you up to 20 years as to what they're going to do in that town. Like Temple is growing leaps and bounds. You know, that's the next city. I would like to open an embroidery shop because it's growing faster than Hiram right now.
So Michelle will be having a cookbook out in October.
Yes,
Yay!
she give me texts like every couple of weeks. Cookbook.
Cookbook.
I love it. I love it. She's holding you accountable, Miss Michelle.
Yes, she is.
See,
And
my
I appreciate it.
husband holds me accountable. My daughter and my grandkids hold me accountable. So I have to come to work. Something wrong with that.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think my nephew just chimed in, logged in. My mom just logged out. But we want
Okay.
so much for taking time to pour into our youth and providing information. I learned a couple of things that I didn't know
Oh, wow. What did you learn?
about the soft opening, grand opening, because you know Slick is going to have a brick and mortar building,
Okay.
but make sure it won't be a grand opening; it'll be a soft opening.
Uh-huh.
Once that happens, and I know customer service is always important, no matter what you do.
I learned that from Tuesday morning. I was an area manager with them. We would do what we call a soft opening preview. And you know, a Tuesday morning has the best of the best when it comes to decorating. Have you ever been in a Tuesday morning?
Mm-mm.
You gotta go in a Tuesday morning to understand what I'm saying. But anyways, they would do a soft opening several times a year because they would close the store in July, reopen in August, close again in October to reopen for the holiday season. And each time would be a soft preview, and then when it was sale time, they would do a grand opening.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's something I learned, so I will be incorporating that in my plan.
Miss Michelle, I apologize. I had mistaken you for my classmate's mother. I apologize.
She's gone.
No, she's still on, but
Oh, she is? Okay.
but yeah, but thank you so much.
I'm glad y'all learned something because I was ranting.
I did. And hopefully those who will see the video later will learn more
Okay.
and
Okay.
learn from it. But thank you, Shanissa, for having the kids on. Hi, kids.
Hey, what's up to you?
Love y'all. Miss y'all. Need to have a talk with two of y'all. Just let y'all know. Yeah, I know it. I know. So we're going to be having a talk.
I know that's right.
Anyway, thank y'all so much. And this will end our session for today. And you go have date night with your husband.
Absolutely.
And everyone else, I will see you all and talk to you all later. Thank you so much again. This is Latanya Smith, CEO founder for Slick International, Speak Life to Youth and Children. Website is www.slycinternational.com. The video will be available on YouTube within an hour, so I will be sending the link.
YouTube?
Yes, ma'am. All of our
And I'm
videos.
gonna be sharing it everywhere, so I'm glad that you have your face on, girl. You look good.
All of Slick videos are placed on YouTube. Sorry. Anyway, thank you all. Have a great day, and I will talk to y'all later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nessa.